Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Sony cancels PSN and Steam linking for Helldivers 2. Good fucking riddance. See, it's very odd because gamers never really form a well, very rarely do gamers form a unified front against the companies that we put food on the fucking table, right? So you had like Gamergate, which is gamers, regardless of political affiliation, coming together to shit on proponents of the industries. And obviously, those proponents gain a unified front against gamers, against people who play games, right? I mean, I guess it happened again in the wake of the whole Sweet Baby incident, and now people know that consultancy companies don't actually add value to the product. They're parasites. And yet again, it happens now with, you know, Sony pretty much fucking off with needing to have a PlayStation Network account and linking it to Steam. Sony has made a significant decision to respond to the concerns of the Helldivers 2 community. They have canceled their plan to force a mandatory link between the PlayStation Network and Steam to play Helldivers 2. As we report at last week's close, as we reported at last week's close, Helldivers fans were crestfallen that Sony was making plans to enforce account linking. It seems that an outcry from the acclaimed games fan base was heard around Sony's boardrooms. Yeah, and again, this usually never happens. She's got to understand the mindset of companies nowadays. They believe they're the God-given product, and that the very people who put food on their tables, like, they hate you, the gamer, right? They hate the fact that they need to satisfy you. So companies go to ESG to bypass the consumer. They use consultancy groups, which don't add anything to the product, but they gives you connections. They do everything in their power not to rely on the consumer, on the gamer, on selling the product. Helldivers 2 was just one of very few rare occasions where, again, the fans themselves, like gamers themselves, support the product and will go to bat for it. Sony cancels Helldivers 2 account linking. The original statement that Sony released on Steam was received negatively by the Helldivers 2 community. There seems to be little notice of the decision, and the mandatory nature and enforcement did little to entice players to set up a PSN account. To the defense of Arrowhead, it did say that account linking might be asked for. And that's a big might. And people even ask online, they're like, oh, well, you don't need to do it for now. To the credit of Arrowhead. And I do believe the CEO and the people at Arrowhead were, won this grace period for the fans, because Sony, they would have loved to have a Sony account, be linked day one. Like, they would love this to happen. They'd make them look good, make the numbers look good. Like, they would want this to happen. But I do believe the CEO of Arrowhead actively said, no, we don't really want this to happen. But he knew in the future that Sony would probably put the kibosh on him. When the game launched, there was no mandatory requirement to have a linked PSN and Steam account. No past were relayed by Sony that this was their intention. The original concern and driving force behind the move were masked by security issues. And this is bullshit. You know how many times the PSN gets hacked, right? Almost every fucking year. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the hackers themselves had their own fucking sites and their own Golden Globe, like, meetings talking about what the upcoming hack may be, you know. what they're dropping hack lists like the fucking album. And so, and again, to me, making another account is just a hassle, right? I mean, I had to do it when I wanted to move my Warframe account, and that was a hassle. But you know, you keep everything regardless of which console you're playing on. So you know that it's worth it, at least in that situation. But in this one, like again, the amount of times they get fucking hacked or get data breached, and just companies in general, and they're claiming the whole security thing. No, they just want your data. They want to sell your biometrics. They want to sell your data. They want to ban you. And people, you know, are 100% justified in shitting on you for this. So players start canceling their time on Helldivers 2. Negative reviews were enthused by Arrowhead, the studio responsible for Helldivers 2, another Arrowhead developed title started being aggressively review bombed. This forced Sony to post the U-turn publicly, marking a significant win for the gaming community and Arrowhead Studios. Sony posts via X. Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6th update, which would have acquired Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players, begin May 30th. Will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. We're still learning what is best for PC players. This is bullshit. Again, dude, am I glad Sony did this? Yes, but am I going to congratulate them? No. Right? Like, I know for a fact that they wanted to do this, but just the outcry was too big. While this is a victory for players, you left a lasting stain on your brand. As a publisher, many people have very little reason to trust Sony going forward. Moving to business before you understand the player base is never the right choice. Exactly. I mean, I'm not congratulating Sony one bit. It's like, oh, congratulations, you listened to the people and you did the one fucking thing that is almost taboo. Like, nowadays, if you listen to the fans, like, it's a bad thing. Like, other companies and other publishers and organizers will go against you if for once in a blue moon you decided, oh, you know what, maybe I'll listen to what the fans and the players and the gamers want to say and not go towards corporate interests. Everyone can leave Arrowhead alone. This is an absolutely insane W. On God. Now can everyone quit taking this out on Helldivers 2 devs? They ended up in the crossfire for this, and it wasn't unfair. It wasn't fair to them as they were doing what they were contractually obligated to do. Yeah, I 100% believe that. Like, I believe that they were. We don't know what was signed in the agreements in the backgrounds. Like, they signed an NDA with PlayStation. PlayStation signed an NDA with them. And in that NDA, you're not supposed to talk shit for any reason. Fans and devs won. Maybe next time, listen to devs. Clearly, Arrowhead is in tune with gamers. Yeah, I mean, it is someone who put out a good product and is actually listening to the fucking fans. We made you bleed for this. Remember that next time you tee up some other stupid shit. Yeah, I mean, So bullying megacorps does work. Well, I mean, again, Sony is an odd company. I mean, they claim to be a Japanese company, but they're based in California, and they have to adhere to those rules and that logic and those types of people. We're still learning how far we can push the line. We will reconvene in the boardroom on Monday to devise a draconian plan to push past the line. Slower so that it's less noticeable next time. Sony PlayStation still learning since 1994. Oh God. Arrowhead be in the meeting like I didn't hear no bell. Oh God. The Sony sold millions of people a game that they wouldn't be able to play after 3 months, only pulling their silly idea after 200,000 plus negative Stream reviews. You have been awarded one yike. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. And again, we should only give them one yike, but this is absolutely something we should hold Sony accountable for. Are they actually learning? Nope. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. Gamers win. Yep. Democracy has been restored. Great decision. Glad it all got sorted out. However, it'll be interesting to see what percentage of Steam reviews actually change their review. I mean, does it matter? I mean, this is a W regardless. What the fuck is this? Damn, it's like actions have consequences. They don't care about the consequences. We'll handle it in the end, unlike a certain extraction shooter. Did I do a video on that? Man, foreshadowing. W, don't pull those shenanigans again, please. Oh no, they will. I mean, it's like they can't help themselves. They have to pull things. Again, people don't understand how companies work. They will pull things that they know the players will not want. They know that they won't want these things to happen. So they roll them back. But then later they try to poke it again. Just poke it ever so closely towards that line. Like, this is how companies act. And if this would have went through, Sony, and not just Sony, but EA, retroactively changing a fucking product after the fact is the thing I have a problem with, because it starts with having to link an account, but it'll end with, let's add de novo DRM, which is something that is universally hated amongst gamers, right? Effectively a fucking virus. Or, we're having to deal with the whole retroactive censorship, right? Censoring the game after people pre-ordered and gave it money, right? We're having to deal with these things, like gating content out of games until you pay even more money for a $70 fucking game, right? These are things that 10 years ago people would have been like, are you an idiot? Like, are you stupid? But now people gladly fall for this. It has been synonymous with positive messages and anti-cheat and non-pay-to-win features in their games, earning the studio a respected perch in the minds of gamers and a cult following for Arrowhead's Johan Palestade, the studio's vocal CEO. He responded to Sony's post saying, "Firstly, I'm impressed by the willpower of the Helldiver 2 community and their ability to collaborate. Secondly, I want to thank our partners and friends at PlayStation for quickly and effectively making the decision to leave PSN linking optional. We together want to set a new standard for what a live game is." a live service game is, and how developers and community can support each other to create the best game experience. Absolutely, right? Because again, multi-billion-dollar companies do not want to do this. Like I said, they want this toxic baby daddy relationship with gamers, and they want to bypass you altogether just to get money from ESG. They hate the fact that they have to cater to you, that you put food on their table, so they're doing everything in their power to go around that. Interestingly, the original Sony post also stated that security concerns drove the mandatory move, stating account linking plays a critical role in protecting our players and upholding the values of safety and security provided on PlayStation and PlayStation Studio games. Bullshit. However, given the decision to roll back the plans to link accounts, these concerns seem unwarranted and might have been a Trojan horse to get Steam users to jump the digital divide to the PSN. The Helldivers 2 fans will be happy as they contributed to Sony's biggest ever Steam launch with the title success. They have also made a vibrant Discord community and share a close relationship with Palistade, who interacts constantly with fans. So Sony's decision to reverse these plans will be seen as a significant victory, not only for the war for Super Earth, but also for ethical gaming perspectives and treatments of loyal and lucrative fan base. Yeah, this is going to prove, this is the golden standard right here of how you should treat your consumers, even if you don't want to, right? Even if you hate it. Even if you want, I don't know, adopt an ideology that has this mental illness that everyone is this, and a that is, right? At the end of the day, you exist to sell a fucking product. If you cannot do that, if you cannot sell a game to gamers, if you cannot sell art to people, you should not exist, right? And I will die by those words. Like, you can put that on my fucking gravestone. If you cannot sell a product, you as a company do not deserve to exist. Plain and simple. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. See ya.